was a personal mentor of mine, an absolutely rock-solid, knowledgeable person. Just about 2 weeks ago, he was at our company's national event called Momentum, presenting on this very topic, social media, to thousands of people. And so some of you may have seen his live presentation. This is a guy that is just all about helping people win. And this is Buddy Buck. Buddy Buck is a marketing director. He's from the Seattle-Tacoma area, went to the University of Washington, was in real estate and mortgage back in the day, but now all he does is he helps people win. And so Buddy is the #1 income earner in the Northwest. He has helped over 30 people qualify and earn their BMW, which is just absolutely awesome. And so guys, you're in for a real treat tonight with Buddy Buck. This social media stuff is absolutely legit. If you're a person who hasn't done much with social media, the fact that you are on this call tonight is going to help you win and win big. So with that, I'm just going to turn it over to my good friend, my mentor, my coach, Buddy Buck.
Awesome. Thanks so much, John. I appreciate that kind introduction, and I am very excited tonight to get things kicked off. And you should be able to see my screen here. I'm going to go ahead and go live on the webcam just for a minute so you can put a face with the name. If we haven't met before, my name is Buddy Buck. I'm up here in the Seattle area, and you heard John say it, go Seahawks. I got to give it some love. So I'm going to turn the camera on from time to time, and if you're watching this recording at a later date, you won't see the camera, and that's okay, so don't look too hard for it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to jump right into tonight, and I'm going to talk about a couple of things, but the big one is really how to tie in social media and using our wonderful product and taking those two elements and tying it into building your World Ventures business, guys. So you heard the introduction from John, and I really appreciate John so much. I mean, here's a guy that, you know, when we do a lot of events around here in Tacoma, whether it be a travel party or, you know, we're just doing a 2-on-1, when people see that a guy like John Kellett is a part of World Ventures, I mean, they're like, wow, I can't believe John Kellett is doing network marketing. I mean, this guy has been so successful his entire life. He was high school principal of the year in the state of Washington just a handful of years ago. I mean, the guy's just such a class act. And, John, it's really a privilege of mine to be able to call you friend and business partner as well. But I know, John, I just asked you to kick off tonight, not only in the introduction, but also just to be able to share your story out of the gate, because you're exactly the type of person that this training was really designed around. And I'm not going to take any of your story, John. I'm just going to turn the time back to you for a couple of minutes and just kind of talk about what the product and social media has really done in your life and with your World Ventures business.
Hey, that's great, Buddy. So real quickly, I've spent 34 years in public education, and because of World Ventures and really just what an incredible blessing it is, I was able to retire 8 years early from being a high school principal in the state of Washington. I now serve as the principal at Life Christian Academy here in the Tacoma area. So real quickly, my daughter showed me this incredible concept about a year and 8 months ago. I just thought the travel product was unbelievably incredible. I had taken a few vacations in 35 years of marriage, and when I saw the prices, I knew that I wanted this product. What I didn't know is I didn't know anything about network marketing at all. I didn't have any concept of what it was, but one of the things I heard in an early training that I will never forget that I live by is this: get excited, pay attention, and never quit. So my dad in Minnesota taught me a long time ago, when you start something, you never quit it. When you go out for a sport, you hang in there, you go the full season. When you start an educational process, you go the full season. So I started an educational process really at the age of 55 years old, not ever doing anything like this before, but being so fired up and so excited about the product that when I heard people in the front of the room who had really a great life, I have had a good life and been blessed, but you know, I wanted a great life. So that's why I joined this concept, both as a member and also as a representative. But they said, pay attention, get excited, never quit. So I started paying attention. I have no problem getting excited, as people who know me know that, and I have no problem not quitting. But what I wanted to do is I really wanted to pay attention so I could understand this product and understand how to share it. Because, guys, we are not in the sales business. We're simply in the share business. We share something that is incredibly good, something that anybody can do, something that really doesn't take training. I mean, if you can pack a suitcase, have a cold drink, and tell someone about your vacation, you can do this business. But as I listened to presentations at travel parties and whatnot, I'd hear the presenters in the front of the room say, "Is there anybody not on Facebook?" And guess what? I was that guy that raised his hand. I was so terrified of Facebook as a public figure that I would blow it and do something stupid or have a post that was stupid that, I just kind of stayed away from it. But, when I heard about Facebook, I said, that's kind of intriguing. I might be able to meet some people through Facebook or reconnect with some people that I've known in the past through Facebook that might be interested in something incredibly good. And, this product that we have is inherently good. And in Proverbs 3:27 it says, "Do not withhold good from those who deserve it when it's in your power to help them." And I realized that I was enjoying the product. Like the picture you see in front of you, that's my wife and I at the Maraval. We went to the Maraval twice last year and just had an incredible time. But I realized that this was about really helping people get what they want. And so I just decided, you know what, December of 2012, we're getting into 2013. I've never had a Facebook account. It's time for me to jump in. So I jumped in, and right now I've got over 1,100 Facebook friends. And the Facebook has not only enhanced my business, but it's also enhanced my life and helped me reconnect with past students and past friends that I haven't talked with in years. So to just kind of end my portion here, I will tell you how Facebook and the social media has helped my business. First of all, I haven't done anything stupid. I've listened to guys like Buddy Buck. I've listened to people like Mark Assett, our International Director of Training. I've paid attention to the do's and don'ts of social media. And so when I post something, it's absolutely always positive. So what happened was I bounced up like within a 30-day period from just being a qualified rep to being a senior rep, and then being BMW qualified the very next month. And I did that really through social media. I was able to connect with a young man that I coached in football when I first started teaching and coaching back at the age of 22. And he was having a St. Patrick's Day party. He's a big Irish guy. And I thought, well, I'll just go to the party and see what happens and see who I can connect with. Well, of course, I went to this party, and I not only connected with him, I connected with a lot of other younger people than me that I had coached and taught for 13 years up in the Oak Harbor area up in North Puget Sound. Well, I just thought, you know something? I'm just going to tell my friend that I reconnected with who hosted the party, I'm just going to tell him what I do and just see if it's something that he's interested in. I was at the point where I didn't want to really sell anything. I just wanted to share it with somebody. So I shared it with him, and he put in 28 people within about a 34-day period. And not only that, but I reconnected with some other former students. I reconnected with a guy who was actually in my wedding I haven't talked to in almost 30 years. And he joined as a travel club member and a representative. So what I would tell you guys tonight is that you're in for a treat, because listen to what Buddy says. Listen to what the do's and don'ts are. Listen to how you can use social media to really not only enhance your business but enhance your life. So I'm just so excited to be on this webinar. Every time there's a webinar like this, I plug into it because I'll never forget, get excited, pay attention, and never quit. This is a chance to pay attention. So get yourself a pen and a piece of paper and take some notes tonight and learn and enhance your business, enhance your experience, find more fun, freedom, and fulfillment, our core value one in our company. And so thanks, buddy.
Awesome, John. I really appreciate you jumping on. I know how busy you are, and I appreciate you sharing your story, and what a powerful one it is. I mean, to be able to connect with an old friend on Facebook, a former student, and literally that turned into 28 sales in 34 days. So, guys, it's just you always hear this, you're one person away from that next explosion. and that can never be more true when it comes to social media. So I'm going to go through some of these slides relatively quickly tonight. So if you're like, oh, I'm trying to keep up, it's okay. We are recording this, so you'll be able to find this at a later date tonight. But this was really a funny picture when I saw this, because I had a lot of these gadgets. I'm like a technology guy. I really love my toys and my gadgets. And when I was a little kid in grade school, I had the calculator, watch. Maybe that made me a nerd. I'm not sure. But look at what's going on today. I mean, there's literally 7- and 8-year-olds that have iPhones. And it's all of that technology is wrapped into one thing. And so what World Ventures has done is really taken all those things and put a really pretty bow on it, and it's called mobilepreneurism, where literally you can build this entire business from your mobile phone, from your smartphone. And I kind of say, hey, if you're not sure if you have a smartphone or not, you definitely don't have one for sure. So get yourself a smartphone. It's a really small investment to make for this business, and not only just make your life a heck of a lot easier too. If you're not sure how to use it, the iPhone is really great. There's only a couple of buttons, and you can go ask your next door neighbor, the 12-year-old kid, and he'll teach you how to use it. But what I want to do really to kind of start things off is talk about some of the approved, keyword approved, World Ventures social media websites. So if you're on your phone, and you can do this now, maybe if you're on your computer, you can do this while I'm talking, that's cool. Go to World Ventures on Facebook and hit that like button. You can see at the time we had 52,000 likes. I looked it up yesterday. We had over 87,000 likes. Guys, I really want to just get the word out and get everybody pouring their content into these social media sites that are approved from World Ventures. How about the Twitter site? If you're on Twitter, if you're not, no big deal. But I recommend just go get yourself a Twitter. You don't have to, know everything about it and use it a lot, but go follow World Ventures, and let's again get World Ventures just really blowing up with all these social media applications. Here's a big one, and this one's really taken off and just really dominating when it comes to social media next to Facebook, is Instagram. And literally, I was talking to somebody tonight on my team. Her name's Teresa, and she just got her friend started. Well, her friend, I said, well, how did you find out about World Ventures? And she's like, well, I saw my friend Teresa, and she's in Louisville, and she's in the Bahamas, and she's posting pictures on Instagram. So she's following her friend on the phone, and finally it was just like, okay, I got to know what you're doing, girl. So she joined right on the spot. She said it was an absolute no-brainer. So really, I'm going to start with what our product is, okay? And again, these are some of the slides. I'm going to kind of cruise through these pretty quickly. But your website is basically yourname.dreamtripslife.com. Okay, now here's the new revamped Dream Trips Life. I'm telling you, World Ventures is pouring in time. They're pouring in resources. They're bringing in the best of the best people to make this technology just so amazing. Jim Menge is a huge part of this process. If you haven't met Jim, well, I know if you were in Louisville, you met Jim Menge and you saw him from stage. But here's what I want to, here's the first task I want to give you guys tonight. Go to your Dream Trips website, okay? Make a note of this. Go to a Dream Trip, price it out, see what it includes, and go compare it to some of the other guys. Okay, so here is one I pulled. This was October of last year. This is 5 days, 4 nights in Vegas. So this also included a training with Mark Aceta. This was at the Venetian. So I went to the Venetian's website. Why? Because I want to just continually test to see how great our product is. And I've done this for the last 5 years, and I will continually do this because I want to just stay on my game. So at the Venetian, the total was $981.12. What it didn't show is there's a $25 per night charge at the Venetian. So that would have made this price $1,106. Our Dream Trip price was $858. Guys, this is just one random trip that I pulled out of thin air and just looked it up. And so if you look at the breakdown of the savings, I would have saved $248, and John mentioned him earlier, our international director of training for the entire company you would have got a full day of training with Mark Aceta, and that's just a phenomenal dream trip. Guys, here's some more pictures. This is our product. There's my friend Greg Boyko pointing at a giant cruise ship, right? That is our product. My mentor, Dave Baird, down in San Diego, riding on a camel. Okay, look, you can follow different people in your life, and you can be like me when I was at the bank, and I was a branch manager when I was 25 years old, and I was following these people that had been at the bank 20, 30, 40 years. And the one thing I had to always ask myself is, do these people have really the things that I'm striving for? Does she have what I want? Does my boss's boss live the life that I want? And the answer was no, no, and no. But then I met Dave Baird, and like, dude, that's what I want to do. I want to surf a camel. Like, so find people that are winning, find people that are having the things that you want, and go model them. Here is our product. You know, we're packing out planes. We're going on the boat on a Wednesday. I mean, any of these peak life experiences, Carlos Rogers and his gigantic team, this is like a fraction of his team, but they're living the life. Carlos is amazing on social media. Go to his Instagram. It's at Carlos A. Rogers. I mean, talk about watching somebody live their life to the fullest. Here's a picture from the Regional Marketing Director trip, the RMD trip. Here's just boatfuls of people living our product, okay? So if you haven't been on a dream trip, get yourself on a dream trip. That should be one of the top priorities. My wife and I, they're on a safari. If you've never met Troy Brown, go up and introduce yourself to him at the next national event, which is going to be at United in Fort Worth, Texas. Troy and Jeff, they're the #1 income earners in World Ventures, former anesthesiologist. I mean, this guy's living just an absolute rock star life. Like, not, I mean, it's just going to a different level, this guy. Here's his office. You know, most days it's like, hey, which beach are we going to be posted up at, you know, today? So my friends, Kazar and Melanie, you know, we got Athena and James in Canada. Just so many cool pictures going on in social media. All you got to do, guys, is just look around. Just look around, and you can see my friend Jay Peso having fun in Chicago, guys. Just have fun, okay, with everything that we do. My friend Kat, I know her and her mom, they're checking this webinar out right now. They went on just a beautiful dream trip to Machu Picchu with the You Should Be Here. My friends Jason and Rochelle, they live down in Tacoma, Washington. They went to Chicago for who knows how long. Those guys have been on more dream trips than I can even count. Franco Villarreal, here's a guy that really does social media right. And you know when you're doing it right. I'm going to show you some examples here as we go through today. But Franco, if you follow him, that's a great person to model on Facebook. He does a very professional job, has a lot of fun, obviously. Looks like he's fallen off the cliff. Then you got my friend Greg, who's climbing up the cliff in South Africa. But these are the types of pictures, guys and gals, that when you're posting these, your friends are like, wow, what are they up to? Okay, so again, this was super funny. I saw somebody post this and I had to share this. It's like, hold up, you're going on vacation again? It's like, yes. And what we're doing, guys, is we're just wearing people down. We're just going on vacation and trainings. Our trainings are traincations, right? So Dave and Yvette Uloa, you heard them mention that, the traincation. Turn the trainings into just an amazing experience, which they're already fun, but it's just like these friends of ours that are watching, okay, they're just going to be like, okay, enough's enough, I give up, I got to get, you know, with whatever you're doing. So World Ventures is making that easier than ever for us to go experience our product. Okay, Dream Trips Rewards, when you get started, you got $200 back to be able to use towards your dream trip. Now, for every monthly fee that you pay, the $55, okay, assuming you've got the full product, $55 a month is going to get saved up month after month after month. And so basically after one full year on your anniversary date, you're going to have $660 banked up that you can go apply to one or several different rewards dream trips. So you can go to your dreamtrips.com website, and you can log in and you can actually track all this. So like I said, the technology is beautiful. World Ventures does such a phenomenal job of the technology and putting the power right into our hands. So one other feature that's just a blockbuster and a game changer on your website is the Rovia booking engine. So right here again, we're back to the brand new layout, the brand new Dream Trips Life website. And you know, guys, we got some quote-unquote competition, the Orbits and the Travelocities and the Hotwires. But really, when it comes down to it, when the rubber hits the road, Rovia is the one. That is us. We are the one that are winning the awards. We are the ones that are taking home the trophies. And don't take my word for it. You can go right to the World Travel Awards and you can go look at all of this information. 2013, World's Leading Travel Club. 2013, North America's Leading Travel Agency. So again, it's just amazing some of these things that we're showing and some of these awards that we're tying in to building your business in a much faster way. So guys, I just wanted to show you a little bits about the actual product that you have, because a lot of people are so new and we've got new people enrolling new people. So I want to really touch on the way that you can actually tie your product in to building this as a business, and we're gonna do that right now. So by the way, if you all have any questions, and I see Ted's got a question and other people have a question, go ahead and type your questions in as we're going through this webinar, and I'll do my best to address all of those and get those answered by the end of the webinar here in just probably about 34 minutes. So the Rovia Bucks are an absolutely phenomenal way that the company pays us to get back and get on trips. We got the everyday, everywhere savings. So what does that mean? Well, look, when I first joined 5 years ago, we only had dream trips. Okay, that meant if you weren't going on a dream trip, what was really the point of signing up at all? So now we've got this everyday, everywhere savings where literally you can go to, Papa John's and McDonald's, Domino's, local places where you eat anyway, and you can literally start saving money every single day on just your daily activities. Whether it's, indoor skydiving or bowling, the boring stuff like, they got the oil changes and all this type of stuff as well. So if you go to your app store, again, if you have a smartphone, you know what I'm talking about, but go to the app store. If you didn't know you have this, put in My Deals. Okay, this was a screenshot from an email that World Ventures sent out. So take a look at your emails, guys. All the information is put right there in your email. But go to My Deals, and then it shows you exactly how to be able to enroll, and everything went mobile. So literally, here's screenshots from my phone where I put in my zip code, and it pulled up 171 different places, whether it's restaurants or shopping or entertainment, 171 different places where right now today I can go GPS that on my phone and I can go start saving money. Like here was a free large pizza with the purchase of another large pizza. I mean, who doesn't eat pizza, especially we just had the Super Bowl. Guys, if you're in trouble with your significant other, 20% off, get her some flowers. And P.S., if you're not in trouble, go get her some flowers anyways and just do the right thing, guys. I'm just telling you here. So we got a couple of questions coming in. Can you provide a download link once finished? Yes, we will do that. What do you do if you try to use a coupon and it doesn't work? Great. Look, guys, I'm telling you right now, I've used this time and time and time again. So get with someone that enrolled you. They can, show you the ins and outs of this. Again, maybe you're just, not super tech savvy. That's okay. But literally with just a couple pushes of the button on your phone, you can start saving a lot of money right now. So one other app that I'm going to recommend that you get, again, with the mobilepreneurism, we're going to keep that theme intact, is your smartphone app for your personal concierge. So go to the App Store, put in Rovia Assist, and you can literally download the app. Here's what it's going to look like when you go to the App Store. Download Rovia Assist, and you can literally call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's part of your product. So literally, I know my friends Pat and Tom Villegas down in San Antonio, they literally get every brand new person when they enroll, they get this app on their phone right now, and they have them go make a phone call right away, just so they can say, hey, we used it, okay? So now what I'm going to do is shift gears a little bit, and I'm going to teach you an invite that one of my friends, one of my business partners, I mean, these guys are absolutely rocking it. Greg and Kimmy Boyko, they're regional marketing directors here in Washington. This is one thing I want you to write down right now. So write down this invitation, and I know there's a lot of different things that work, but here's what I really want to stress to everyone that can hear my voice right now. If what you're doing in your market that you've learned from your leadership is working, keep doing it, okay? This webinar is not designed to swing the pendulum too far one way or the other, but I'm just going to give you things that are working for us and our team. So here's the invitation. If I knew a way to go on a 4-day cruise to the Bahamas for $69, would you want to know how that works? Now, can you imagine? And what I want you guys to do right now, somebody, go ahead and everybody just send one text message out to a prospect, okay, somebody that you've never talked to. You're like, well, I've been waiting for the perfect time to talk to this person. I want everyone to grab your phone, send this exact text message to one. You can do more if you want, but everyone send it to at least one prospect, and I want somebody to send back into the chat box and tell me what the responses are from them. Okay, this is all you've got to do to be able to set up a time to be able to show the vacationsooner.com video to your potential customers. So what I want to do right now is we have some World Ventures that are approved, social media do's and don'ts. And instead of me explaining that, I've got one of my really good friends. This is a guy that I met probably right when I got started 5 years ago, and we just immediately just hit it off. Just a solid guy. This guy knows a lot about what's going on with World Ventures, behind the scenes, kind of futuring. I mean, he's just really tied into what's going on. He's building this business just like us, and I'm telling you, you couldn't be listening to a more fantastic guy. So, Bob, were you able to jump on the line?
I was, buddy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, crystal clear, Bob. Go ahead and take it away and just tell everybody, kind of what they're looking at, and then, your background with social media. I know you have a really high IQ when it comes to social, so I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for that introduction, and I'll pay you later for that. Thank you. What you're looking at here is a list of the social media do's and don'ts that Michelle Cortegiano and Buddy and Greg and a bunch of us that are on the social media roundtable for the company put together because we saw things happening repeatedly over and over again that just made us cringe. In fact, it was not a way to help you get business. It was probably alienating friends, and that was not a good thing for anybody. So we kind of put this thing together. So not only are we going to tell you what not to do, but we're going to stress the things of what to do. If you'd like to write this down or go to this website, I was able to upload this on the Schrag blog this evening. So it's on Schrag blog, SCHRAGBLOG, schragblog.com/social media. There's a link on here to download this PDF form. But the two here that Buddy has highlighted, number 7 there on the top do's, treat social media like a backyard barbecue, being that it's a relationship business. So think about going to a pool party at a buddy's house, or some friend's house. You're going to stop and get some dip and maybe some beers, or bring a cooler over, some steaks. You're going to grill. You're going to have fun. Don't be that guy that treats it like a place to hand out business cards. So you want to mix and mingle and talk to people, and you know how you get people to ask about what you do? You ask about what they do. So you want to be in a conversational mode, and the law of reciprocity says that if I ask you enough times about what you do, you instinctually will have to ask me. Also, if I tell you about, or I ask you about where's your last vacation, they're going to ask you about where's your last vacation. So remember that it's like a backyard barbecue, and just go back there to be friends. You're not there to have business. In fact, if somebody brings up something about World Ventures, just say, you know what, we're not going to talk about that today. We're just here to enjoy each other's company and find out the family. Hey, how the kids doing? Hey, how's your kid on the soccer team or the football game? I mean, if you push that back to the side, people will constantly keep coming back and bringing it up because they really want to know. They just don't want you to sell them. It's kind of like going into the department store. You know how you wander around and 6 people ask you if they can help you, and you say, no, I'm just looking, but really you're just looking. You want somebody to help you. You just don't want to be sold. So that's the biggest that I've got there for the do, is to treat that as a business relationship. And the top don't, just to respect your fellow World Ventures representatives. Don't step into a conversation that they're having with a potential prospect on their wall. So whether it be Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, for example, see, if I put something on my Facebook wall that says, hey, is anybody else interested in possibly going to the Bahamas this summer? I don't expect all of my World Ventures people to talk about how great a World Ventures cruise or a dream trip, or I can't imagine, I hope we get Jim Cooper as a host, or hey, can we do it like this with Mark Aceta on the training? I don't want any of that. In fact, I'm actually considering unfriending all of my friends on Facebook on my personal page that I'm in World Ventures with. I have a fan page that I would love to connect with you all on, but the problem is everybody chimes in on your conversation. So please respect everybody else's wall as if it's a private conversation. Just think about it, but don't say anything. Don't contribute your 2 cents, and you'll be much better off there. As far as Buddy goes, Buddy asked on social media, I kind of help craft this kind of stuff, and I'm just a field support liaison. I admin the Schrag blog, the Schrag blog Facebook page, the Facebook group, and the WV calendar group. So if there's anything else I can help you with, Buddy, let me know. But the schragblog.com/social media, we'll have this PDF. It's up there right now, and as soon as we get this recording done, we'll put it there as well. And whatever I can do to help, Buddy, let me know.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Bob. That's absolutely valuable information, guys. So make sure to go get that downloaded. The social media do's and don'ts. Again, guys, we're co-creating this company, and it's really exciting to see the things kind of unfold. So let me give you a quick background on Facebook if you're new like John was. And by the way, guys, I did want to point this out, and thanks, Bob, for mentioning this. John Kellett, the guy that introduced this entire webinar that spoke in the beginning, okay, he is the one on vacationsooner.com that says this is worth every single penny. So if you go back and watch it, that's John. So now you're like, oh, I knew I recognized that guy. Yes, that is definitely who that was. So Facebook today, Mark Zuckerberg is worth somewhere between $13 billion and too much money. So he's built an amazing thing. Here's the coolest thing about today. Today is Facebook's 10th birthday. Okay, so they turned 10 today. And the funny thing I just put in there about Facebook is this girl says, I was going to wish you happy birthday, but Facebook was down. Okay, so one thing I'll teach you right now, and I thank you, Ted, for having the question about tying this into social media, and here we go, is really, guys, don't just depend on Facebook and social media for some of those birthdays and some of those personal things. Now, do I go post happy birthday on there? Yes, I do. But I'm also going to pick up the phone, and I'm going to call some of those people, especially some of my prospects or my friends that I haven't talked to in a really long time, because that birthday phone call, number one, they're going to go, hey, that was cool. You know, Ted, you reached out and gave me a shout out. You know, that was cool on my birthday. Whether you get their voicemail, great. Leave them a happy birthday on their voicemail. That's cool. But make it personal. Okay, social media, it's easy to be able to hide behind the computer sometimes, but what I'm going to teach is, yes, use Facebook, use social media, but also make it personal at the same time. That's what I'm showing you how to do tonight. So at the end of March 2013, there was over 1 billion active users on Facebook. This is what I want to really drive home to you guys right now. Over 81% of the active users on Facebook are outside of the United States and Canada. Do you understand what I just said? Because World Ventures, when I joined 5 years ago, was only doing business in the United States. Do you understand that we have a product that is so internationally driven? We are now in over 24 countries, and 81% of that 1.1 billion is doing Facebook business. So guys, capture some of this market. I'm showing you, here's the numbers. 25 countries, yes, we just grew by another one. Thank you, Matthew. 500,000 daily active users. Over 500,000 active users are using Facebook on their phone. Okay, if Facebook were a country, it would be the third in size behind China and India. So again, does Facebook work? Absolutely. Are there people like a John Kellett that are still not on Facebook today? Yes, and I'm hoping that will change because there's definitely some business to get captured. Okay, a little bit about Twitter. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on Twitter, but here's what I do want to point out. There was over 200 million active users on Twitter. Instagram, the one I mentioned, 150 million. So they're just bursting onto the scenes, and look at the growth of how much people are actually using Twitter. So in 2007, 400,000 tweets per quarter. 2008, 1 year later, 100 million tweets per quarter. Check this out. June 2010, 750 tweets per second. So think about it. Every second, 750 tweets are flying around the universe, and they're talking about things that they find interesting. News, opinions, vacation pictures. Look at today, though. Today, right now, 4,600 tweets are getting sent out every second. I can't even snap that fast. It's insane. So guys, it's happening. Justin Bieber, for all the Bieber believers, over 39 million followers. Lady Gaga, 37 million. The president, Rihanna. I mean, millions and millions of followers. Your social network is your social net worth. The people that you know that trust you and follow you, that has got huge value, guys. So a little bit about hashtags, just so you know what they are and what they aren't. Basically, a hashtag is going to be like a subject. So think of like when you're sending an email and you put the subject in there. Well, here's the same example for Instagram and for Twitter. Hashtag YSBH. You should be here. Cool. It's fun. It's an acronym. People are like, well, what is it? You know, if Ted's out there posting on Instagram and he's putting hashtag YSBH, number one, we can go type in YSBH and find all the people that have hashtagged that in their life, but also it's going to create curiosity for Ted's network. Oops, go ahead and click off there really quick. But here's the other one, little blue sign. Again, just you can be creative. The idea with hashtags is don't abuse them. Okay, don't do too many. Just, YSBH, that's cool. Little blue sign, cool. But don't do like 17 or 29 different hashtags, or just talking sentences with your hashtags as well. So really, what are you saying, guys? Join us. Join us for financial social networking. Okay, and here's a couple of examples of my actual Facebook page. And I'm going to show you some of the actual engagements that I've had with people. Now, this is just something I do, and you're more than welcome to duplicate this. That's why we're doing this tonight, is to just be able to like lift up the hood and share some of the things that have been working for me over the last 5 years and that have been working for Bob. And, so much thanks to Michelle and Franco and all the people that really just do social right. I used my cover photo, which is the big picture in the back, and I always put the next place that I'm traveling to. So here I was going to LA. That was my Hollywood sign. This is when we went down to Louisville, Kentucky. You got to put all the wild turkey and the whiskey up there, of course. So basically, I can go back and look at my cover photos, and it kind of helps me remember, where I went as well. So here's one big do that I like is posting dream trip albums on Facebook. Yes, that's a great thing to do. Here is my first dream trip to Vegas. I posted a bunch of pictures, and I just got people really intrigued. They were very curious to what I was doing. Now, do I work at World Ventures? And I know some of you right now are cringing of over the, couple hundred people that we had register, that you're like, oh crap, I work at World Ventures. If you did, it's cool. Just go take it down. All that's going to do is allow someone to go there and basically just Google World Ventures and find a bunch of stuff and then make their own assumption of if it's good or not and not see it the right way, right? So I got Artis on here. She said, is it okay to send the vacationsooner.com link via Facebook to your friends? Absolutely. I'm going to show you, Artis, how we do that. So here's what it would actually look like, Bob, if I worked at World Ventures. So I went and toured the corporate office during Halloween. There's me just playing around on the desk. But again, have fun with this, and just whatever you do, if you don't remember anything from tonight, just remember, just don't be that guy or that girl on social media. What do I mean by that? I mean the person that you don't like being friends with on Facebook. the annoying person that tries to sell you something. Oh, watch my video, do this, buy this, do this, watch this. You know, the person that just posts that stuff so much that they just literally turn you off. Okay, so one thing that's very easy to fall into is the social media trap, if you will, of time wasting. Okay, and this is again where the pendulum swings not too far. I'm telling you, just do this in addition to, okay, keywords, in addition to what's already working. You're showing one-on-ones. You're showing somebody at a coffee shop. You're doing a two-on-one. You're doing a travel party. You're pressing play on vacationsooner.com. What I do with Facebook and social media is I set hours of operation. So what do I mean? It means that I can only go on to Facebook from this time to this time. See, if you're working World Ventures part-time, and maybe it's 10 hours a week, well, if you spend 9.5 hours a week trolling on Facebook and thinking that you're doing World Ventures, that does not count. You are not doing World Ventures. So carve out really powerful times, like 30 minutes this time, 30 minutes this time, 30 minutes this time, where you're going on and you're commenting and you're liking and you're, you know, talking about other people's pictures, your prospects. You're going to automatically, by commenting on their news feeds and their pictures, and create some really engaging conversations. If you're on the call on Monday with Yvette Ulloa, she did a beautiful job of explaining this, but it's going to get you put into their news feed. So now when you're going on all your vacations, they're going to see your "you should be here" signs, and away we go. Now the curiosity really begins. So a couple of fun things that I did with some of my network, and these are actual friends and actual screenshots. This was a friend that I thought for sure was going to blow up World Ventures. I was like, oh my gosh, if we can just get this guy, he is going to like lock that left leg and just blow it up. I mean, this guy knows everybody, da 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 da. Well, he didn't get it. He didn't pass the test. He didn't join. And so I was naturally, in the beginning, I was pretty devastated because I put a lot of, you know, I was like, put this guy up on a pedestal. You know, until I learned later, hey, just show everybody and don't, you know, put anyone on a pedestal. Well, you know, this guy I did. So I didn't like drive him away. I wasn't annoying. Okay, and this is the key, is just have fun with it. So I put the "you should be here" sign, I cropped it in on his profile picture, and I sent it to him on my phone. He got a big kick out of it. He was like, haha, actually that's really funny. So I took his picture and I cropped in the "you should be here" sign, and I said, oh, dude, I didn't know you joined World Ventures. And, you know, he got a kick out of that. So here's me up in Table Mountain in Cape Town, South Africa. I mean, I bring my sign everywhere, like everywhere. But I forgot it the day we went to the top of one of the new 7 wonders of the world, Big Oops. So my wife, Eve, she had this brilliant idea. Hey, buddy, just hold your hands this far apart, and what we'll do is when we get back, we're going to crop that sign in so it looks like I remembered it. So if you look at my hands, you can clearly see that I'm not holding a sign. But again, if you get stuck or you're in a pickle and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have my sign, you can do this. Here's my friend Troy. He did it when he was down diving with the shark. You can see he's actually holding the sign in his hand, and he cropped it in with his other hand. So one of the last concepts, and we're going to wrap this thing up in the next 10 minutes or so. But this is a concept that I really, guys, want you to understand. We're not going to sign everyone up and get them started on our team the first day that we make contact with them. Some people will, but most won't, okay? They need to hear about it again and again. So here's how you know if you're doing it right. This guy, I showed it to him 5 years ago. I haven't talked to him literally in about 3 years. I didn't bring up World Ventures again. I just said, hey, he's a no. I crossed him off my list, and that was that. 3 years later, he sends me this picture on Facebook, and he tagged me. And it said, here's to you, Buddy Buck. And he wrote with a Sharpie, it's him and his son, he wrote, you should be here on a Sharpie on a piece of paper when he was out in New Jersey. Guys, these people in your network, I can't stress this enough, they are watching you. They might not like any of your pictures. They might never comment on any of the cool things that you're doing, but they are watching, okay? So check this out. I gave them a term, and they're called silent likers. Okay, these silent likers, they run rampant on your network, so just keep doing what you know works. Here's another one. You should be here. I got a little sign sent to me. That's another story in itself. So here's a couple numbers I want you guys to write down really quickly. Go ahead and write this down. 70% of the posts that you make, I want you to add value to your followers. 20% ask followers to buy. Okay, that's cool. 10% tell them something personal. So really what this whole thing is to be that person that when you post something on and it shows up in your friend's news feed, that they're like, oh, cool. Artist posted something cool. That's awesome. So, you want them to be like telling their friends that you're a cool person to follow on social media. And then every once in a while, it's okay to ask them to buy. So here's an example that I posted of a 20%. So I put, check out my friend's new rides paid for, who's 18 to 25 that wants to make a major change in their future. I'm helping young people break out of the rat race. Private message me ASAP. So again, every once in a while I'll make a post like this. Well, I had somebody message me, okay? So here's what happened. He said, hey, Mr. Buck, I'm 19 years old. I'm tired of seeing my parents live paycheck to paycheck. I have dreams of living better. I saw one of my friends tagged in your picture and decided to see what you're all about. I messaged him back. I showed him the deal. He got started, okay? So it can work just like that. It doesn't always work for me either. Even though I work social media, I've enrolled dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of people on it. It doesn't always work. So here's a message from one of my friends. I put, look, I don't care if it's for you. I just want a yes or a no. And I said, what did you like best about what you saw, the travel or the money? And his answer was none of it. Okay, have you ever had anybody say that? I thought it was funny. And I said, cool, that's awesome. Thanks for not being wishy-washy. What part, write this down, this is fun. What part turned you off? The travel or the money? Or the fun or the money? So when the next person says no to you, I want you to say, oh my gosh, no big deal, that's awesome. Thanks for being honest with me. Be honest with me again. What part really turned you off? Was it the fun or the making money part that turned you off? And then don't talk. Make them answer because it sounds ridiculous. But a year later, this guy messaged me and he said, hey, do you still have that link? And I said, which one? The World Ventures one? He said, yes. I hadn't talked to that guy in a year, okay? So I got examples after examples. Here's my former student. Hey, us football players, we're wondering what your job is because we think it must be pretty cool. So I said it's not a job, and yes, it's the coolest thing in the world. Here's the last example I'll show you from just, personal engagement. So here's one from my friend Terry. She said, hey, buddy, hope you are well. I'm interested in what you are doing and would love to hear more about how you transitioned from real estate to what you're doing now. Do you have time for a phone call or coffee? And I said, absolutely. It's great to hear from you. She said, are you in Seattle? I'll meet you anywhere. Wouldn't it be nice if you just had a bunch of people like calling you and texting you and Facebooking you like that, going, I will meet you anywhere, artist. You just name the spot and I will be there. What's cool is she came. I haven't talked to Terry in over 20 years. We went to the same high school, but we were not even really friends in high school. We were like acquaintances. So after 20 years, she messaged me that exact post, and I met her the next day. I showed her right on that laptop you're looking at, and she joined. Why? Because it just makes sense. The right people are going to see this, and they're going to get started. So my friend Reagan, it was a year ago, he saw me post that. He ended up in that same exact infinity pool a year later with that sign. So he's like, I got to get in that pool. I got to get one of those signs. And his dream became a reality. I met Larry Lewis, who's just a few sales away from director. I met him on Facebook. Never knew him in my life. Larry Lewis has brought in some of the most amazing people. Diana and Andrew Hankins, Dwight Isham, some fantastic people thanks to Facebook. I met Sheila Cordy and Chris. They live in Babylon, New York. They own an American Express cruise planners business. We became friends for a year. They joined. They enrolled their friend Charisma. She's rocking the business. So the last person I'm going to bring on here, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, is my friend Jody. And Jody, I'm just going to go ahead and reach out to you right now and just You can explain what people are looking at and just share really quickly in maybe 60, 90 seconds your story, and then we'll bring this in for a landing. So go ahead, Jody.
Cool, thanks, buddy. Hey, everybody. So my background is I'm a salon owner, and I own a few salons, and things are going good, but there's always room for something new. I met Buddy on Twitter, and about 6 months later, you know, he was being pretty cool, and I followed him back and got to know a little bit about him. And then we moved the relationship over to Facebook, where I started to see a lot of his photos, started to see the life he was living. And Buddy doesn't mess around. He is a great guy on social media, and I really started to learn more about him and his life and what this World Ventures thing was all about. So I decided finally to break down and meet him for coffee. And he showed me World Ventures, and wow, it was pretty amazing. I joined, and then I started going to trainings. I went to my first local training and just had an absolute blast. Learned so much and just met so many great people. Stayed plugged in. I have been going to other trainings, been to Las Vegas and Louisville, and again, just meeting people from all over the country, all over the world, just a wonderful group. And then in this last year, since joining, I've been on a couple dream trips. Did Nuevo Vallarta. That infinity pool you were just showing, it's the best. There in Maribel, I got the VIP treatment, ultra inclusive, 70 great new friends, so just a wonderful trip. And then, of course, as you can see from this photo here, the Super Bowl Seahawks had an awesome time. And what was so just over the top cool about that trip is there were just so many unexpected upgrades once we got there. We told our travel host that we were hoping to go to some parties. Well, then we figured out these parties cost like $2,000 for the Maximum party and stuff like that. Well, she calls us the next day and says, Jody, I can get you $100 into the Miller Coors party. I went online to look at that one, and that party went for $700. So $100 to get into that party? Yes, please. And then just the transportation to and from the Super Bowl and the airport and everything was amazing. There were, I don't know if you guys saw on the news, there were 20,000 people waiting for the train to get to the Super Bowl and back, and it was just the transportation was a nightmare. All in all, the event was amazing as far as New York, New Jersey organized, but the transportation did have a little bit of challenges there with the train. But our bus that we went to hop on our bus there and back, there were about 10 people on our big giant bus. So our transportation was just so well paid for, or so well organized on our end. So, and it's those little things that World Ventures gets right for the vacationers. So anyway, yeah. So as an entrepreneur, I do definitely enjoy my salons, and I don't plan to quit those anytime soon. But World Ventures has more than enhanced our lives with plenty of fun, freedom, and fulfillment. So it's also opened my mind to network marketing and the possibilities that exist when you're sitting on the one product that everyone wants. More vacations and more fun. So thank you, World Ventures, and thank you, Buddy.
Awesome, Jody. Wow, that is so cool, and it's just been awesome just getting to know you and Courtney. And again, it's just that one introduction on social. And guys, that's just the thing. It's like I said, it's not going to happen overnight for everyone. Just be normal, be yourself, be genuine. Like, please just be genuine. And if you are genuine in how you deliver the message, people will truly see that, okay? I just got a response from Andrea Rutledge in Washington. She used the $69 cruise invitation and said, I got a response. Great opening for me. Appointment set. Andrea, that was me high-fiving myself for you. So that is really, really cool. So right on, and keep sending those text messages out. That's cool. So guys, here's the website here. Register for the next training event. This is just one webinar that we did on a Tuesday. But guys, what it's really all about is getting plugged into the system. The system that World Ventures and Mark Aceta, the director of training, I mean, this guy's got this system down to a science. You can go right now to wveventreg.com on your phone. And if you're in the San Jose, California area, I have the privilege of training with top 10 income earner Wes Melcher, best-selling author. If you're in Seattle, we got Bethany Webster and Zach Edwards. Just go look and see not only what city you're going to go to, but also look at all the other 20 cities and figure out who do you know and who does your team know in those markets. So, guys, that's it. I really just want to thank you. If you have any more questions, we will definitely be doing some more trainings. But if you want to follow me on social media, I just put up some of my pages. My first Facebook page, the friends are maxed out, but you can still follow it. But the second one is my fan page, like Bob Schick mentioned earlier, and then my Instagram and Twitter are the same. So, guys, I really want to thank you, and thanks to Matthew and Chris. We're going to go ahead and wrap this webinar up. I'm going to stop the recording, and I will still get to some of those questions. If you want to hang on for a few extra minutes, I will make sure that I answer all of your questions before we wrap up tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. Thank you so much for everyone that participated. John and Jody and Bob, really appreciate your time tonight. God bless you guys, and we'll see you on the beach.